Right, we've been beaten 2-0 by Chelsea here with Avi. How do you describe what happened in that game?
I think from the start, tactically, I don't want to put it all on Mourinho, but I think tactically we were outclassed today. We were from the start. They were pressing us much better. When we got the ball, they had 4 men around us. I don't think that midfield, again, everyone's talking about this midfield. Dyer Sissoko isn't good enough. I think you have to say that Ndombele should start. But then there's problems of fitness. He probably can't play a whole game. I just the performance. They looked like they didn't care. It looked like Pochettino. It looked like going further back. I mean, it looked like just an all-round horrific performance.
We couldn't get any sort of passing move together, could we? We weren't able to get any control on the midfield. Every time we passed it into Dyer Sissoko, they would pass it back to the defenders, and we'd end up trying to find Son over the top or try and go long to Kane. Is that what we should expect now with Mourinho coming in? Are you worried that this is the type of football we're going to be seeing more often?
The thing is, I think that they planned out Mourinho's tactics well, or what he was trying to put out was a defensive team. They obviously weren't perfectly applying it, but he was trying to put out a defensive team, and that didn't work because Chelsea were pressing us from the start. And I don't know if we can expect this long term. I hope we can turn it around, but we haven't really beaten any big teams yet. Every game we've had that's been remotely challenging, we've bottled it, and it's just embarrassing.
A few talking points there. Gazzaniga, his horrendous error for the second goal. What was he thinking? What was he even trying to do?
I think he was trying to kick Marcus Alonso in the head. I mean,
I don't blame him for that. But why wouldn't he try and catch the ball?
I have no idea what's going through his head. I mean, the trouble is now we've got 2 goalkeepers who are both error prone and make mistakes. I mean, we're sort of weighing up who's less bad at this point. When Lloris comes back, I don't know if he probably comes straight back in. But Gazzaniga, I think maybe in January buy a new keeper. I don't know. I think maybe that's a bit too reactionary.
It's a bit harsh. He has been quite good since he's come in, but I don't know what. It was absolutely bizarre, his attempt to kung fu kick the ball when he could have easily just caught it or punched it.
He had another moment in the game where he, it was offside, ruled out for offside, but it was still a save where he palmed it out to Tam Abraham, and I don't think he's good enough. I think he's a good backup goalkeeper, but we can't have him long term, and maybe Lloris is back, and I don't know what in the future.
Another talking point was Heung-min Son's red card in the second half. What did you make of that?
No, I've watched it back. I don't see how it's a red card. VAR's supposed to stop these horrific decisions happening.
Well, it wasn't even given a foul initially, and the VAR overturned that. So, what do you make of that?
I don't understand what's. I mean, VAR. I think they made an effort to try and make the fans understand what's happening a bit more today. There was this delay. I didn't understand why it was. I still don't understand why it was a red card. I mean, the sad thing is that even if he doesn't get sent off, we probably still don't get anything out of the game. And that's the end of the day, is that we didn't win the game. Even if red card, no red card, VAR, whatever, we were horrific today.
So many unforced errors and so sloppy as well, regardless of all the tactical stuff of not being able to get any passing moves going as well. But in terms of the race for the top 4, how does it look how's the complexion look now with the 6-point gap going into Christmas? Son missing 3 games over Christmas as well.
I think it's still on. I mean, it's not completely written off the season. It's going to be tough to do this, and we got to beat the teams when they come to White Hart Lane. We've got to beat them. We've got to turn up. And if we continue doing this for the rest of the season, I don't see how we can get top 4. I think that it is still on. It is very much still on top 4. We'll see with the games coming up, I guess. But.
All right, thanks for coming on, Avi. Cheers for coming on, mate.